This is episode 276 of Zen and the Art of Real Estate Investing with my guest, Emanuel Stafilidis. He's the founder and chief investment strategist at Capable Capital. He leads the charge in executing the PASS framework, which we're going to talk about in depth. He has over 30 years of experience in real estate, and his strategy is simple: acquire affordable homes in high growth markets, structure seller finance deals, create stable passive income for investors. Emanuel, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, I feel like I just covered your whole strategy, but of course there's a lot to get into. Let's just start before we even get to your background. Let's start with the PASS framework. What does it stand for and why do you like it?
Passive, affordable, seller financed system. PASS.
Yeah. And everybody likes a system, so I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah, look, it came out of just exactly what we do. We generate passive income. We buy affordable houses. I target everything under 100,000, preferably under, even lower, under 60,000 is my target market. So, the term affordable, I'm kind of leading towards moderately priced as a term.
Yeah.
But because affordable housing nowadays is seen as $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, and a lot of people don't see that as affordable.
Yeah.
We have a huge list of buyers that are trying to get into owning a home, and they're just stuck renting because they just can't. The finance system is just not supporting them, and so we're trying to change, I guess, that term from affordable to more moderately priced, so that people think lower price, not the median house price.
Yeah.
And of course, across the country, the median house price is so different. From California to the Midwest, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars different. So what's affordable in one place is, unbelievable somewhere else.
You said you're trying to buy, $60,000 geographically. How do you decide where the best opportunities are in terms of where you want to be and what you can manage, even though you don't have to property manage because they become owners?
So geographically, the most popular areas is the Midwest and the South.
Yeah.
I'm in Virginia, and the majority of homes that I own in this strategy are here in Virginia.
Oh, okay.
We have homes through the Midwest and the South, Missouri and Indiana and Ohio. And then further south, Arkansas and those areas are very popular. One of the bigger questions I get is, a couple of bigger questions, but one of them is, how do you choose your state, which is virtually your question.
Yeah.
Well, I go for landlord-friendly states.
Yeah. Ohio stands out right away. Very, very landlord-friendly.
Yeah. I look for states that make the eviction process easy, because it's just a nightmare when you've got a house that's just not paying for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. It's like, oh God, that's a strain. And so landlord friendly is very important. So we've identified those states, and even the counties within those states where we're kind of careful on where we buy, but we look at the laws very closely and see which ones work for us, and so that's very important. The other big question we get is, especially from the coasts, the East and West Coast investors.
Yeah.
Where do you find a house for 50 grand? They don't exist. They do.
Yeah, they definitely do.
I tell people all the time, just go on Zillow, put or any of the real estate related sites, put a search between $1,000 and $50,000 and just hit go. And you'll see the amount there's thousands of houses available through those areas. And
they're not all, I think people think they're all going to be completely run down. They're not. They're just in areas that would probably be classified as, if you're doing rentals, C-, D+. But that doesn't mean it's all those areas aren't just like full of crime. And again, when you're doing this, you're reselling it. So you're out of the game as a landlord. So you're just trying to see. And look, as you were saying in the beginning, in terms of affordable housing, this is a great way to give people the opportunity in those areas to get a house for, 100 grand or something else, and to be able to mortgage it, even though maybe their credit's not perfect.
That's exactly right. And these houses are not all in bad areas.
Yeah.
Of course, some of them are. But I look for move-in ready houses, and that term is quite general. But what I mean by that is, look, you and I, and even the majority of the listeners, probably wouldn't live in these houses. A lot of them that we buy.
Yeah.
But if you lost everything and you had nowhere to go and you desperately needed shelter, you would move into these houses and you would live comfortably. So the the plumbing's working, and
Right.
the roof doesn't leak, and the electricity works, and there's somewhere to park your car, and you can get going and go to work and do what you need to do. And
Yeah.
over time you can spend money on the house and fix it up. Is the vanity beautiful? Is it all painted and wonderful? No, but they're move-in ready.
Yeah.
Theoretically, you can spend a day cleaning it out and put your couch and your TV and your bed and say, right, I've got somewhere to stay. I've got somewhere to eat. We can get back on track. So they're move-in ready. They're livable houses. Um, we are amazed by what people do to these houses and fix them up, and
Yeah.
they really add a lot of value. And I walk in as the investor and say, oh, this is great. This is fantastic. You've done really well with the house. You're going to sell it and make a profit. And they're like, no, we did all this so we can live in it forever.
What's the percentage of sales difference, home buyers versus investors, around just ballpark?
Um, the majority are investors. The majority are investors.
Yeah.
I would probably say in our portfolio, it's probably 60% investors.
Yeah.
There would be other portfolios doing this strategy that would be more like 80, 90% investors. Some of the people not acquaintances, but people that I work with only sell to investors because they like them and they
Yeah.
get on with it. Others only sell to homeowners.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so their percentages are the complete reverse. I probably prefer investors over home buyers, but it's probably a personal thing in the sense that I talk to investors better than I do to
Yeah.
other
That's
people.
fair.
So my personality and my, the things I like to talk about is better with investors than it is to homeowners. So,
Yeah.
so that's probably a personal preference, but I'm not fussed. Somebody comes up with the money and has a decent strategy. If they want to live in it and put their family in and go, send their kids to the local schools, then I'm all for it. Go for it.
So people can invest direct and get those properties from you, but they can also invest in the fund, right? So there's two different opportunities for how they can get involved at Capable Capital, right?
Yeah, Capable Capital is predominantly the fund. We work with high net worth investors who have some money somewhere, whether their own money or self-directed IRA or something like that. And they want passive income. Most of our investors understand a little bit about real estate. Some of them don't. I've got a tech investor that doesn't know the first thing about real estate apart from walking into his office.
Yeah.
And they just want to put their money somewhere. They want their money to grow, but they don't have time.
Yeah.
And they don't want to go into the entire process of learning how to do the strategy that we do. And so they'd rather just put the money into a vehicle.
Yeah.
And we offer with the fund, they invest and we give them a return. So those monthly payments that we get from our tenant buyers pays the investor profit and returns their capital.